You've been walking through life with so many burdens on your shoulders. There have been nights when you cried yourself to sleep, wondering if anyone was really listening. Mornings when the weight of the world made it hard to even get out of bed. And through all of it, through the silence, the heartbreak, the confusion, I never left. I saw it. Every tear, every step, every scream behind closed doors. And even when you thought no one understood, I did. I fought for you. I stood between you and what tried to destroy you. Even when you didn't know it was me, I was there. You didn't find this message by accident. You've been praying for something, for clarity, for a voice that doesn't lie. And here it is. I've been trying to reach you, not to control you or scare you, but because I love you, and because what I want to show you will change everything. There are battles you never even saw, ones you didn't have to fight because I fought them for you. While you slept, while you wept, while you questioned everything. There were moments when the darkness came with your name on it, when lies surrounded you, whispered into your heart that you'd never be enough, that you were alone, that no one loved you, that even I had walked away. But I didn't. I came closer. I fought for your peace when your mind was restless. I fought for your joy when the pain tried to numb you. I fought for your soul when you thought about giving up. You survived things that should have destroyed you, and you think that was your own strength? No, child. That was me. That was my hand lifting you up. That was my protection surrounding you. That was my love holding you together when everything was falling apart. There is more going on than you can see. While the world pulled your attention in every direction, while distractions numbed your heart and your soul grew tired, I kept speaking. Gently, quietly, waiting for a moment like this, where you'd finally hear me. You've been carrying too much, trying too hard to hold everything together, but you don't have to. I never asked you to do this alone. I'm not looking for your perfection. I'm asking for your surrender, your honesty, your heart. Even if it's broken, even if it's doubting, even if it's exhausted. Because what I have for you, it's not behind rules and guilt and shame. It's found in me, in my voice, in my grace, in my arms. And I've been waiting. I've watched you get back up when you felt empty. I've seen you forgive when you still hurt. I've seen you love people who didn't love you back. I've seen the silent pain you never told anyone about. And I want you to know none of it was wasted. None of it was invisible to me. I was there. I still am. Do you know how many times I stepped in to block what was coming? How many times I redirected pain you didn't even know was meant for you? You thought you were just lucky, that things just worked out. No, that was me, fighting for you in the spirit, sending angels to protect you, pouring out mercy when you deserved judgment, lifting you when you were too tired to stand. I fought for you to see this moment, to feel this truth, to hear my voice without fear. Because I want your heart to understand something it's been doubting. You are not too far gone. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are mine, and I will keep fighting for you. I know there are wounds you've hidden, memories that haunt you, questions that won't leave you alone, but you don't have to figure it all out today. You just have to say yes to me. Let me in. Not just into your habits and routines, but into the places you've locked up for years, the places you're too scared to show anyone. I already see them, and I'm not running away. I didn't give up on you when others did. I didn't stop believing in you when you stopped believing in yourself. And I never will. I'm still here, still calling you by name, still holding your future in my hands. I've watched you break and heal and break again. I've seen the strength you don't even realize you carry. But I also see the child inside you that's tired of pretending to be okay. You don't have to pretend anymore. Come as you are. Bring the pieces. I'm not overwhelmed by your mess. I'm not disappointed in your delays. I'm not angry at your doubts. I'm proud of you for staying, for surviving, for trying, even when it would have been easier to walk away. I want you to know I fought for you to see this, to hear this, to believe it, because the lies around you have been loud. But my truth is louder. You are chosen. You are loved. You are protected. And you are called to more than what you've settled for. This is not the end. This is not where your story fades. This is the turning point. This is the moment I've been preparing you for. You didn't miss it. You didn't ruin it. You're not late. You're right on time. So take a breath, let go, and listen. Because I'm not done speaking. I'm not done healing. I'm not done showing you just how real I am. I fought for this moment, and I'm not letting go. Stay with me now. You've come this far. Don't turn back. The next part of your story is beautiful. Let me show you. There are things you carry that no one knows about. The weight behind your smile, the pressure in your silence, the fear you've learned to hide with a nod and a "I'm fine." But I see beyond it all. I see the way your heart breaks in slow, quiet ways, the way you've mastered keeping it together when you're falling apart inside. You've been strong for too long, haven't you? Strong for your family, strong for your friends, even when no one asked you to be. And now, you're tired. But I didn't create you to carry the whole world on your shoulders. I didn't call you to perform, to prove yourself, or to pretend you're okay when you're not. I called you to be mine, to rest in me, to let me be the one who carries you when you don't have the strength. You've gotten so good at surviving, you forgot how to breathe. So many expectations, so many what-ifs, so many voices pulling you in different directions. But what you need right now isn't another plan, it's peace. Peace that doesn't come from fixing everything. Peace that comes from trusting me, even when everything feels unfinished. You've been waiting for permission to slow down, to feel, to heal. Here it is. I give you permission to fall into my arms. No mask, no pressure, no fear of being too much or not enough. I want all of you, the loud parts, the hidden parts, the parts that ache, and the parts that still hope. I haven't forgotten what I placed in you. That dream you buried under disappointment, I still remember it. That fire that once burned bright but now flickers, I still see it. You haven't missed your moment. You haven't disqualified yourself. You haven't run too far. I've been with you the whole time. Even in the detours, even in the heartbreaks, even in the seasons where you couldn't feel me at all. I never left. You think the pain changed you? Yes, it did, but not in the way the enemy hoped. You didn't become bitter. You became deeper. You didn't lose your heart. You found compassion. You didn't give up. You learned to fight with grace. You think you're behind, but I see how far you've come. Every step forward, every silent prayer, every tear cried behind closed doors, I've held them all. You've grown in ways you don't even realize. But now I need you to grow in trust.
I need you to believe that I'm not just the God of miracles, but the God of moments, of details, of quiet mornings and heavy nights, of laughter and loss, of ordinary days filled with eternal meaning. I know it's hard to let go. You've gotten used to doing things your own way. You've had to rely on your strength for so long. And yes, you've made it far. But there's farther still to go, and you won't get there carrying everything alone. Let me be your strength now. Let me carry what's breaking you. I'm not afraid of your anger. I'm not shocked by your doubt. I'm not distant from your mess. I stepped into the storm with you, not to remove you from it, but to show you that I'm not leaving until it passes. There were days you thought I was silent, but I was speaking through the sunrise, the stranger's kindness, the unexpected peace that filled you for no reason. There were moments you thought you failed, but I was using it to shape your heart, to humble your pride, to teach you grace. You thought I was late, but I was just waiting for the right time, not to punish you, but to prepare you. You don't have to understand everything. You just have to trust me in it. You don't need all the answers. You just need to know I'm the one holding the pen. And I write stories that redeem, stories that heal, stories that surprise the world. You thought you were forgotten, but I've had your name written on my heart since the beginning. You thought you were fighting alone, but I've been beside you through every battle, every breakdown, every breakthrough. You thought the pain would never end, but it's not permanent. I'm turning it into something sacred. Let me in deeper now, not just into your schedule, but into your thoughts, not just into your words, but into your wounds. I want to show you what love looks like when it's not earned. I want to show you what grace feels like when it's not rushed. I want to show you what it means to walk with me, not out of fear, but out of freedom. Your story doesn't scare me. Your past doesn't shock me. Your flaws don't disqualify you. In fact, they're the very reason I came for you. To lift you from what you couldn't fix, to heal what others ignored, to restore what was stolen from you. You're not too broken. You're not too late. You're not too far. You're here, and that's enough. Breathe, child. You're safe with me now. Don't run. Don't hide. Just stay. I fought so hard for you to see this, for you to understand that this moment right now, it's holy. You've been looking for signs, asking for confirmation, longing for clarity. And this is it. I am with you. I am for you. I am not done writing your story. So stay close, lean in, and don't let the noise of the world drown out the sound of my voice. Because what's next is beautiful. Let me show you. You've been questioning a lot lately. Not just the world, not just the people around you, but yourself. You've been wondering, why do I feel so distant? Why does my heart feel numb even when I know I'm blessed? Why does everything feel like it's moving and I'm stuck? I've heard your questions, and I haven't been ignoring them. Sometimes the silence you feel isn't me withdrawing, it's me drawing you closer. Because in the quiet, your soul starts to truly listen. In the stillness, you finally look up. And when you do, I'm right here. I've always been. You don't need to hide the emptiness you feel. You don't need to pretend like you're okay just because others expect it. You can be real with me. Let your tears fall. Let your walls down. Let your fears speak. I can handle all of it. I'm not looking for your Sunday best. I'm looking for the pieces of your heart that you think no one can love. That version of you that feels forgotten. That version that doesn't always pray the right way. That version that's been disappointed by others, by life, by yourself. Yes, even the version of you that's angry at me. I want that you. Because I already love you. I don't love the cleaned-up, filtered version you show the world. I love the soul beneath it all. The child that's just trying to make it through another day. You've been strong for so long. Now let me be your strength. You've been trying to carry a load that was never yours to carry. Pain from your past, weight from your family, unrealistic expectations from this world, the pressure to always perform, to always be okay, to never make mistakes. But child, I didn't create you for performance. I created you for presence. Mine. I created you to walk with me, not impress me. I created you to know me, not just know about me. And I'm not far. I'm closer than the breath in your lungs. You've been fighting battles that wear down your soul because you thought you had to fix it all. But some things were never meant to be fixed by you. They were meant to be laid at my feet. You think surrender means failure? No.
Surrender means trust. It means letting go of what's breaking you and giving it to the one who can carry it. You weren't made to walk through this life alone. That's why your strength is failing. That's why your joy has faded. Because you've been surviving instead of abiding. Let me be your resting place. Let me be the one you run to, not just when everything falls apart, but in every moment in between. You've had so many days where you smiled on the outside, but inside, you were barely holding on. You got so used to pretending that even you forgot what it's like to feel real peace. But peace is not a myth. It's me. And I offer it to you right now. Not when you fix everything. Not when you finally feel worthy. Not when you reach some spiritual level. Now, just as you are. If only you could see what I see. You see failure. I see formation. You see mess. I see a masterpiece in the making. You see lost time. I see divine timing. You see rejection. I see protection. Nothing was wasted. Not the nights you cried alone. Not the seasons you felt stuck. Not the pain you still don't understand. I've been in it all, working behind the scenes, holding you together when you didn't even know you were falling apart. And now, I'm asking you to stop running, stop numbing, stop hiding. Let me be the one you turn to first, not last. Let me show you the beauty in what you thought was broken beyond repair. I know you've been let down by people, but I'm not people. I'm the one who knit you together. I'm the one who knew your name before you ever spoke your first word. I'm the one who's written every day of your life in my book, not just the good ones, but the messy ones too. You are not an accident. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are chosen. Even when you doubt it, even when you don't feel it, even when you think you've gone too far. My love doesn't run out. My grace doesn't expire. My patience doesn't wear thin. You've been waiting for me to prove something to you. But child, I already did. I proved it on a cross, with outstretched arms and a crown of thorns. I fought for you with blood, with agony, with every breath. And if I did that for you while you were still far from me, how much more do you think I'm willing to do now? Now that you're listening, now that your heart is opening, now that you're finally starting to believe that maybe, just maybe, you were made for more. You were. More than survival, more than pain, more than fear. You were made for joy that doesn't depend on circumstances, for peace that isn't shaken by the chaos around you, for love that doesn't come and go based on your performance, for purpose that reaches beyond this world. You are not just surviving, you are awakening. And I am with you in every step of it. I haven't brought you this far to abandon you now. I haven't spoken all of this into your heart just to disappear. I'm here. I've always been here. And I will keep speaking until you no longer hear me as a whisper, but as your lifeline. Let me in. Let me stay. Let me fight for your heart until you believe how loved you truly are. This is not the end. It's just the beginning. We've only just begun. You keep wondering why everything feels so heavy. Why some days it feels like you're walking through fog, trying to remember who you are and why you're even here. Why the fire inside you has dimmed and why your smile feels borrowed. I see it. You've been trying to hold it all together. For others, for yourself, even for me. But child, I didn't ask you to hold everything. I asked you to hold me. Because when everything else falls apart, when the noise gets too loud, when your own thoughts turn against you, I remain. Unshaken, unchanging, undeniably here. You've been running on empty, pouring into everyone else, showing up for every obligation, but forgetting the most important appointment, the one with me. Not because I need your time, but because you do.
Because without me, your strength wears thin. Without me, your peace fades. Without me, you try to earn what was always meant to be received freely. You don't have to earn my love. You never did. I chose you before you knew how to choose me. I fought for you before you even knew you needed saving. And now I'm still here, reminding you that your identity is not in your performance, your past, or your pain. Your identity is found in me, in my presence, in my promises, in the truth that I spoke over you long before the world ever spoke lies into your heart. You've listened to those lies for too long. You're not good enough. You're too broken. You'll never be loved the way you want. You missed your chance. But none of that came from me. I don't speak shame. I don't use guilt to keep you close. I don't manipulate you with fear or silence you with judgment. I lead with love, with grace, with gentle truth that frees you instead of trapping you. When you fall, I don't shake my head in disappointment. I reach down, every time, with arms that never get tired of pulling you back.
I know it's hard to believe sometimes. You've been hurt by people who claimed to love you. You've been let down by things you thought would fill the void. You've trusted before, and it left scars. So you built walls. You made yourself safe. But now you're lonely inside your own fortress. And I'm standing outside, waiting, not forcing, just knocking. Because love doesn't push its way in. Love waits to be welcomed. And I'm not giving up on you. Not now, not ever. Even in your silence, I stay. Even in your rebellion, I protect. Even in your confusion, I guide. Because this love, it's not built on how well you love me. It's built on how endlessly I love you. You've mistaken my patience for absence, but I've been in every step. Every time you thought, this is the end, and still woke up the next day. That was me. Every time you said, I can't do this anymore, and still took another breath. That was me. Every time your heart whispered, God, are you still with me? I was already answering, yes, I'm right here. And I'm still saying it now. I fought for this moment, for this space, for this stillness, for your attention. Because there are things I've been longing to show you, but I needed your heart to be quiet enough to receive them. Not your mind filled with distractions, not your schedule packed with noise, but your heart, soft, open, ready. Because this next season, it requires a new kind of trust. Not the kind you give when things are easy, but the kind that says, even when I don't understand, I'll stay. I'll listen. I'll wait. I'll believe. You don't have to know what's next to walk with me. You don't have to feel brave to say yes. You just have to take the next step. And I'll meet you there, like I always have. There are things I'm preparing you for that you can't see yet. Relationships that are still being healed. Doors that are being formed, not just opened. Healing that's deeper than the surface. And dreams you thought had died. But I'm the God who resurrects, who breathes life into dry bones, who speaks hope into empty spaces. You thought it was over, but I'm not finished. You thought it was dead, but I've already started reviving it. You thought you lost too much time, but I've been redeeming every second. You're not behind. You're right where I need you to be. Because it's not about how fast you move. It's about how closely you follow. Stay close to me. Not just in crisis, not just on the good days, but always. Because when you walk with me, even your delays have purpose. Even your detours carry beauty. Even your waiting produces something holy. I know you still have questions. That's okay. I'm not threatened by your doubt. I'm not shaken by your uncertainty. Bring it all to me. Lay it down. I don't just want your praise when things are good. I want your pain when it's heavy, your thoughts when they're racing, your fears when they're loud. I want your real, because it's there, in that raw, honest space, that I can do the most beautiful work. Let me show you. You've trusted people who broke your heart. Now trust the one who made it. You've given pieces of yourself to places that left you empty. Now give me what's left and watch me multiply it. I fought so hard for you to see this, to see me, to see yourself the way I do. And I'm not going anywhere. I've always been here, and I always will be.
But what you truly long for is me. And I've been here, whispering, patiently, waiting for you to remember what you already know deep down, that nothing this world offers will ever compare to what I already placed inside of you. You were made for more. That ache in your heart, it's not punishment. It's a reminder, a call, a stirring. Because the life you've been settling for is not the life I designed for you. You were never meant to chase validation from those who don't even see your soul. You were never meant to keep proving your worth in rooms that never valued you. You were never meant to keep shrinking just to fit in. You are more than your job, more than your mistakes, more than your past, more than the version of yourself you show the world. I see the real you, and I love you. I'm not impressed by your highlight reel. I'm drawn to your honesty. Your brokenness doesn't push me away. It pulls me closer, because that's when you stop pretending and you start depending. And that's where real freedom lives. You've been walking through fire, I know, but fire doesn't just burn. It refines. It purifies. It reveals what cannot be shaken. And what's left after the flames die down is gold. There's gold in you, but it's been buried beneath shame, fear, distraction, and disappointment. It's time to uncover it, to believe that I didn't bring you this far just to leave you now, to understand that every tear, every detour, every door that closed was shaping something in you. You've seen loss, yes. You've known betrayal. You've wrestled with confusion. But I'm still writing the story. And the chapters ahead, if you let me write them, will make sense of everything that came before. I know you've been holding on by a thread, but I've been holding on to you by something much stronger, my promise. I will never let you go. Even if you let go of me, even if you wander, even if you doubt, I will still come after you. Because I never loved you based on how perfectly you walked. I loved you because you're mine. And that hasn't changed. Not with time, not with mistakes, not with distance. I fought for you. I still am. There are things coming that you can't see yet. Good things, healing things, beautiful things. But I need your heart to be open again, to hope, to trust, to believe that the future can look different from the past, that your best memories don't have to be behind you, that joy can return, that peace can be constant, that love can be safe. You've forgotten what it feels like to expect good things, but I haven't forgotten how to give them, and I haven't stopped preparing them. Even while you've been waiting, I've been working. Even while you've been wondering, I've been weaving things together. The right people, the right doors, the right timing. I'm not done, and neither are you. This is not your finish line. This is your foundation. A new beginning, one built on truth, not pressure, on grace, not guilt, on love, not fear. Come sit with me again, not to get something from me, but just to be with me. That's where your healing will begin. That's where the noise will fade. That's where the confusion will quiet. That's where your soul will breathe again. Because in my presence, you don't have to perform. You don't have to fix. You just have to be. And I'll do the rest. I know what you've been through. I know the cost. But I also know the reward that's coming if you don't give up. Don't let go of me now. Not after everything I've brought you through. Not after all the prayers, the tears, the nights you stayed when you wanted to run. You're closer than you think. Even when your faith is small. Even when your strength is gone. Even when your heart says, I don't know if I can keep doing this. You can, because I'm not asking you to walk alone.
I'm walking with you. Every step, every breath, every pause. So lean in. Take my hand again. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to say yes, and I'll carry you through the rest. You've been in a season of silence, not just the kind around you, but the kind inside of you, where even your prayers feel like they hit a ceiling, where you wonder if I still hear you, or if I'm even listening at all. I am. Every whisper, every sigh, every unspoken ache that your words can't carry, I've caught it. I've held it close. You think the silence means I'm not moving, but that's not true. Sometimes silence is the sound of me building something deeper. You've prayed for clarity, but what I want to give you first is trust. You've prayed for breakthrough, but what I'm developing in you is endurance, because what I'm doing in you is greater than what you can see right now. I'm not just preparing your circumstances, I'm preparing your heart. Because when the door opens, when the answer comes, when the blessing arrives, I want you to be ready to carry it, not just touch it. You don't have to pretend with me. You don't need fancy words or perfect posture. Come as you are, messy, confused, quiet, restless. You don't have to perform to be loved. You don't have to earn what I already gave freely. You just have to come. You've been trying to prove your worth to a world that doesn't even know how to measure it. But I do. I'm the one who knit you together in your mother's womb. I'm the one who saw your first heartbeat. I'm the one who placed dreams inside you that haven't left, even if they've gone quiet. And I'm not done with you. You think the delays are punishment. You think the waiting means you're forgotten. You think the stillness means it's over. But child, this is where the roots grow. This is where faith is formed. This is where your heart learns how to recognize my voice, not just my gifts. You've seen me provide, yes. You've seen me protect. Now, I want you to see me in the process. I want you to trust me even when nothing makes sense. Because that's where real relationship begins. Not in the mountaintops, but in the valleys. Not in the noise, but in the whisper. Not just when you're winning, but when you're weeping. I'm not just your God when things go right. I'm your Father when everything falls apart. And even in the falling, I catch you.
I hold you when you can't hold yourself together. I walk beside you when your legs are weak. I whisper over you when the voices of fear are loud. You don't have to do this alone. You never were meant to. That pressure you feel, to have it all figured out, to always be okay, to never mess up, it's not from me. I came to give you rest, not rules. I came to give you peace, not pressure. And I came to give you life, full, deep, lasting life. But you have to let me in. Not just into the easy parts, not just into your Sunday prayers or highlight moments. Let me into the confusion. Let me into the anger. Let me into the moments you're ashamed of. Because I already know them, and I'm not afraid. I don't flinch at your weakness. I don't walk away from your pain. I don't change my mind about you when you struggle. I stay. I stay through every season, every storm, every silent cry in the middle of the night. And I stay because I love you. Not the version of you that always gets it right. You, just as you are. Do you know how many times I've stepped in without you ever knowing? How many arrows I deflected? How many lies I silenced? How many moments I covered you in grace when you didn't even ask? I've fought for this moment, for this connection, for this breath you're taking right now.
because I'm not giving up on you. And I'm asking you, gently, please don't give up on me. I know the world feels heavy. I know your heart has been broken more than once. I know it's hard to hope when everything around you tells you to settle, but I didn't create you to settle. I created you to rise, to grow, to walk in truth even when it's unpopular, to carry light even in dark places, to love, even when it's not returned. And you can't do that alone. You need me. You were made to need me. That's not weakness. That's design. And I delight in walking with you, not judging you, not shaming you, walking with you, teaching you to see yourself the way I do. You've believed lies for too long. That your value comes from your success, that your worth depends on what others think, that love is something you have to earn.
But not here. Not with me. Here, you are already enough, already seen, already cherished. I'm not waiting for you to become more. I'm waiting for you to remember who you've always been to me. Mine. And nothing will change that. So come back to the quiet. Let the noise fade. Let your guard down. Let your soul breathe. I'm not far. I never was, and I never will be. You've been through things that nobody saw. The kind of pain that didn't leave visible scars, but carved deep into your soul. You've smiled through moments that would have broken others. You've stood when all you wanted to do was collapse. You've given when you were empty, loved when you were hurting, kept going when you didn't know how. And I saw all of it. I never missed a moment, not a single tear, not a single night you stayed awake with a heart that just wanted peace. You didn't survive on your own strength. That was me. Every breath you took when it felt like the world was crushing you, I gave you that breath. Every time you whispered, "God, please," and you didn't even know what you needed, I understood. I answered in ways you couldn't see, protected you from things you never knew were coming, closed doors that would have led you to destruction, opened ones that carried healing you didn't even ask for. You've forgotten how much I've done for you, not because you're ungrateful, but because sometimes pain speaks louder than memory. But I'm reminding you now, because I fought so hard for this moment, for your heart to be still enough to hear me again. You've been running, you've been striving, you've been trying so hard to get back to something. But child, I don't need you to return to who you were. I'm building something new. You keep trying to find your old self, but that version of you was never meant to carry what's coming. I'm growing you, stretching you, refining you.
That's why it feels uncomfortable. That's why you feel different. That's why some people drifted, some doors shut, and some seasons ended without warning. I'm not punishing you. I'm preparing you. Because I know what's ahead. You only see the next step. I see the whole path. And if you could see what I'm getting you ready for, you'd understand why this process feels so intense. You're not being overlooked. You're being developed. Anointing isn't built in comfort. Calling doesn't grow without tension. Purpose is often born through pain. But I promise, none of it is wasted. You're not crying in vain. You're not breaking without reason. You're not walking through fire just to be burned. I am using every single moment to draw something holy out of you. The humility that came when pride was stripped. The compassion that came when others turned their backs. The discernment that came when you had no one else to lean on but me. You didn't see it at the time, but those were sacred moments. Painful, yes, but sacred. Because those were the moments that shaped your spirit, that taught you how to hear my voice in the silence, that taught you how to walk with me, not just when it's easy, but when it costs you something. And I saw how you kept walking, even limping, even crawling, you kept moving. That's what I honor. Not perfection, but persistence. Not flawless faith, but the kind that says, even if I don't feel him, I'll trust him. You may feel unseen, but you are not invisible to me. I've held every broken piece of your heart in my hands like treasure, because that's what you are to me. Not a project, not a burden, a treasure. I know you've been waiting for me to move, to speak, to act, to change everything in one miracle moment. But sometimes the miracle is not in what changes around you. It's in what I change within you. I'm softening the parts that hardened to survive. I'm healing the wounds you tried to ignore. I'm peeling back the layers of fear, of guilt, of shame, and replacing them with love. Real love. Not the kind that leaves. Not the kind that depends on what you give back, but the kind that stays through every mood swing, every doubt, every question, every failure. That's how I love you. And that's what I want you to know today. You don't have to hide anymore. Not from me. You don't have to act okay when you're not. You don't have to keep proving your worth. You already have it. Because I said so. Because I created you in love and for love. And everything you're going through, every test, every tear, every prayer you thought went unheard, it's all leading somewhere. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. I have not left your side. Even when you doubted me. Even when you got tired of waiting. Even when you turned your back in frustration, I stayed. Because love doesn't give up. And I will never give up on you. So stop holding yourself to a standard I never gave you. Stop thinking you have to earn what I've already given. Stop believing that you're too far behind. You are exactly where you need to be to hear this. And I promise, if you keep walking with me, you will see why I fought so hard for you to understand this, that your life is not random. Your pain is not meaningless. And your purpose is greater than you've ever imagined. Stay close. Keep going. You're not walking alone. You never were. And you never will be. There's something I need you to understand. You've been fighting battles that weren't yours to carry. You've been holding on to memories that were meant to be surrendered, not relived. You've been trying to fix things I never asked you to fix, trying to save people I never asked you to save, trying to control what I've already promised to handle. That's why you feel so tired, because you're carrying more than your soul was designed for. And I didn't create you to live this way. I didn't ask you to be the hero. I asked you to be the child. To come to me not with your strength, but with your surrender. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to trust that I do. I know the weight on your chest. I know the fear you hide behind your smile. I know the thoughts that keep you awake at night, the regrets, the what-ifs, the silent prayers you haven't told anyone about. I know. And I'm still here. Not shocked, not disappointed, not angry. Just present. Because I'm not afraid of your humanity. I'm not turned away by your questions. I'm not tired of your struggle. In fact, it's in this space where you finally admit that you can't do it all, where I can finally do what only I can do. Heal, restore, rescue, rebuild.
You keep looking back, wondering if you messed everything up. You keep replaying what you should have done differently, what you wish you said, where you think you failed. But I'm not stuck in your past, and I don't want you to be either. You see failure, I see foundation. You see broken, I see beauty being born. You see delay, I see the perfect alignment of grace and growth coming together. You've asked me, God, why did you let that happen? And even though you may not understand it all now, I promise none of it was random. I use every piece, every loss, every rejection, every closed door, every tear. Nothing is wasted in my hands. And I know what you lost felt final. But I'm the God of resurrection. I don't just restore what was, I bring something new out of it. You've been waiting for me to replace what you lost, but I want to exceed what you lost. Because I'm not just trying to bring you back to where you were, I'm taking you to a place you've never been. And the pain? It wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Preparation for the joy that's coming. Preparation for the peace that stays. Preparation for the purpose that's about to rise. You didn't go through all of that to end here. You didn't survive the storm just to be left in the aftermath. I'm rebuilding you now. Stronger, softer, wiser, free. And I want you to know this next part of your life doesn't have to look like the last part. You can let go now. Let go of what they said. Let go of who left. Let go of what didn't work. Let go of the identity you built around surviving. You don't need to be in survival mode anymore. You're safe with me. Let me take the pressure off. Let me be your anchor, not your backup plan. Let me be your source, not your last resort. Let me be your God, not just in your beliefs, but in your behavior, in your rest, in your relationships, in your future. You're not too broken. You're not too complicated. You're not too much. You're just tired. And that's okay, because now it's my turn. Let me lead. Let me fill the places that have been dry for too long. Let me breathe life into the parts of you that forgot how to dream. Let me carry you through this transition, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I've got you. I always have. You're not a burden. You're not a project. You're not a disappointment. You are mine. And I'm proud of you. Proud of how you kept believing, even when you didn't feel it. Proud of how you kept waking up, even when life felt heavy. Proud of how you kept showing up, even when it seemed easier to give up. I see that. I honor that. And I'm not done writing your story, so stay close. The pages ahead are filled with beauty you never thought you'd get to see again. I fought so hard for you to see this,
Because I knew once you did, once you truly saw who you are to me, once you felt my presence again, once you let go of the lies and let my truth in, you'd never settle for less again. And that's what I want for you, not just to survive, but to live fully, freely, finally, with me. You've gotten good at pretending, haven't you? Smiling when your heart is breaking, nodding while your mind is screaming, showing up for everyone else while quietly fading in your own soul. You think if you slow down, it'll all catch up to you, that if you stop, the emotions will flood in. So you keep going, you keep giving, you keep showing up. But I see how tired you are, and I didn't create you to run on empty. This world taught you that rest is weakness, that slowing down is failure, that if you don't keep proving yourself, you'll be forgotten. But that's not my way. My way says rest is sacred, peace is powerful, stillness is strength. And you don't have to hustle for the love I've already given you freely. You've forgotten how to just be still, to sit in my presence without guilt, without rushing, without needing to do something to feel worthy. But that's what I'm inviting you into. Not more effort, not more performance, just me. You keep asking for answers, but what you really need is encounter. You keep searching for clarity, but what your heart craves is connection. And that's what I've been offering all along. A place to come undone. A place where your heart can exhale. A place where your soul can remember what it feels like to be seen, not for what you do, but for who you are. And who you are is mine. Not because of what you've achieved, not because of what you've fixed, but because I chose you. Before the world ever gave you a name, I called you beloved. Before you ever tried to be good enough, I said you were already worthy. You've been trying so hard to keep it together, but I'm not asking you to. I'm asking you to come. Come with your questions. Come with your shame. Come with your anger, your weariness, your wandering. Just come. I can handle it. I'm not fragile. I'm not going to leave when things get messy. I've stayed through darker storms than this, and I'll stay through this one too. You don't have to have the right words. You don't even have to say anything. Just sit with me. Let me remind you of what you've forgotten, that you are still seen, still chosen, still called, still loved. You know the world tries to measure your value by what you produce, but I measure you by what I placed in you, by the depth of your heart, by the softness you carry after all you've been through, by the way you still believe, even when it's just a flicker of faith. You don't see it yet, but your faith is doing more than you know. Your prayers, even the weak ones, are moving things in the spiritual realm. Your tears are watering seeds that will grow into things you can't even imagine. You've been thinking, I'm not enough. But I'm telling you, I am. I am enough for you, for your confusion, for your brokenness, for your lack, for your fear. Let me fill the gaps.
Let me be the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You keep waiting for everything to feel okay before you move forward. But forward starts with one small yes. One choice to trust again. One breath
of surrender. One moment of quiet where you say, God, I don't know what I'm doing, but I want you to lead. And that's enough. You don't have to figure it all out. You just have to follow. One step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. I'm not rushing you. I'm not frustrated with you. I'm not disappointed in how long it's taken. I'm proud of you. Proud of your heart. Proud of your process. Proud of the way you keep showing up, even when it's hard, even when no one else sees it. I see it, and I see you, the real you, the one you hide, the one you think no one would love if they really knew. I know you fully, and I still love you completely. Nothing hidden, nothing fake, just you and me. This is what I fought for. Not your perfection, but your presence. Not your performance, but your heart. I fought through the lies that told you you'd never be enough. I fought through the fear that tried to convince you you were unlovable. I fought through the guilt, the shame, the silence, because I knew if I could get your attention long enough, you'd finally remember. You are mine. You always have been, and you always will be. So breathe. You're not behind. You're not too far gone. You're not running out of time. You're right where you need to be to see what I've been trying to show you. That I'm here, that I love you, and that I'm not done with your story, not even close. You've been wondering if this is it, if this is all life will ever be, if you've missed too much, waited too long, messed up too deeply to ever get back what was lost. You've been looking at your reflection and asking, is there still purpose in me? And I want you to hear me clearly. Yes. Yes, there is. More than you can see right now. More than you can feel. More than the world has ever confirmed to you. Because I don't define your purpose by your circumstances. I don't measure your worth by how much money you make, how many people approve of you, or how perfect your life looks. I see deeper. I see eternal. I see the reason I created you, burning quietly beneath all the pain, all the layers, all the moments you almost gave up. And I want you to know, I'm not finished. Not with you. Not with your story. Not with the dreams I planted in your heart. The ones you buried because it hurt too much to hope. The ones you gave up on because it felt like nothing ever worked. The ones you don't talk about anymore, but still ache for when the room goes quiet. I still remember them, because I put them there. And I don't tease your heart with promises I don't intend to keep. I'm not like them. I don't leave when it gets messy. I don't run when you fall. I don't change my mind when you're slow to understand. I'm steady. I'm faithful. I'm here. And I've been fighting for your heart to remember what the world made you forget. That you were made for more than just surviving. You were made to walk in peace, to breathe in joy, to live from love, not fear. You spent years feeling like you were always behind, like you were chasing something but never quite catching it, trying to be everything to everyone only to lose yourself along the way. But I never asked you to run like that. I never asked you to sacrifice your soul just to succeed. I asked you to follow me. Not blindly, not fearfully, but closely, intimately, one step, one breath, one surrendered moment at a time. You thought surrender meant weakness, but it's where your strength begins. It's where striving ends. It's where clarity starts, where peace returns. I'm not interested in how polished you look. I'm interested in how present you are. Can you hear me? I'm whispering through the noise, through the clutter in your heart, through the pain in your memories. I'm whispering, come back. Not to religion, not to performance. Come back to me. Come back to love, to peace, to truth. You're tired of fighting battles that only leave you empty. You've spent so long trying to be strong that you forgot what it means to be held. Let me hold you. Let me carry you into this next season. This one won't look like the last, because this time you're not doing it on your own. This time you're not chasing healing. You're receiving it. This time you're not forcing love. You're resting in it. This time, you're not just surviving, you're rising. You've thought, God, why now? Why bring all of this to the surface? Why stir things I thought I buried? Because I love you too much to let you live a half-life. I love you too much to let you stay numb. I love you too much to let the wounds you ignored keep defining your worth. I want you to heal. Not just feel better, heal. Deep, whole, free. And healing starts with truth. So here is my truth. You are not what happened to you. You are not your mistakes. You are not your shame. You are not your lowest moment. You are redeemed. You are forgiven. You are chosen. You are deeply, endlessly, unshakably loved. I've walked every valley with you. I've stood in every fire beside you. I've wept when you wept. I've rejoiced every time you turned toward me, even with a whisper. And now I'm saying it again because I know you need to hear it one more time. I'm not done with you. There is more. More joy, more peace, more purpose, more love than you've ever known. This is not the end. It's the beginning of becoming who you truly are, not who the world told you to be, not who the pain tried to turn you into, but who I always saw. From the very start. That's why I fought so hard for this moment, for your heart, for your healing, for your hope to rise again. You don't have to run anymore. Just rest. Let me love you all the way through this. Let me remind you again and again until you finally believe it. You were worth every battle. You were worth every drop of grace. You were worth the fight because you are mine, and I never stop fighting for what belongs to me. This is it.
The moment I've been leading you toward. Not the end of your story, but the beginning of something new, something sacred, something you were always meant to walk in. But first, you had to be brought low enough to hear me clearly. And now you do. You've walked through valleys. You've cried rivers behind closed doors. You've endured storms that tried to drown your hope. But through it all, I was there. And I'm still here. I never left your side, not for a moment. You thought I was silent, but I was working. You thought I was distant, but I was fighting battles you didn't see. You thought you were alone, but my presence surrounded you every single day. I fought so hard for this, not for your perfection, not for your religion, but for your heart. To pull you out of lies that chained you, to break the patterns that wore you down, to bring you back to a place where you remember you are mine. I chose you. Not once, not twice, but daily. Again and again I've picked you up.
I've covered you in grace. I've called you by your name, not your mistakes, because you belong to me, and I don't give up on what's mine. You've questioned your worth. You've wrestled with your calling. You've looked around and asked, why me? Because there's something inside you I planted before the beginning of time. Something sacred, something powerful, something that can't be stolen by disappointment or buried by fear. You've felt like a mess, but I have always seen a masterpiece in motion. You felt unqualified, but I've always called you chosen. You felt like you're too late, but I'm telling you, you're right on time. This season may have looked like loss, but I was using it to make room. This fire you went through, I used it to refine you. This wilderness you wandered, I used it to bring your heart back home. And now you're ready. Not because you figured it all out, not because the pain disappeared, but because your heart is finally open enough to receive what I've been waiting to give. Peace that doesn't need explanation. Joy that rises in spite of circumstance. Purpose that isn't fragile. Love that isn't earned. This is the fruit of what I've fought for. Not flashy, not rushed, not fake, but real. Deep. Rooted. You'll walk differently now. Not because you're stronger on your own, but because you know who walks with you. You'll speak differently now. Not from pride, but from healing. Not from fear, but from freedom. You'll see the world through different eyes. Because once you've tasted grace, once you've really seen me, you can never go back to empty things. I'm not promising the road ahead will be perfect, but I am promising it will be worth it. Because now you know where your strength comes from. Now you know that I was the one who carried you when your legs gave out. Now you know that your past doesn't cancel your calling. Now you know that love was never about striving, it was always about staying. And I've stayed through it all. I saw you at your worst, and I never walked away. Because my love doesn't waver when your faith does. My love doesn't shrink when your fear grows. My love doesn't end when you fall. It holds. It restores. It fights. It covers. It transforms. And now, as you step into what's next, don't forget this. You were never too broken for me. You were never too late. You were never too far gone. You are exactly who I created you to be. Chosen, seen, forgiven, set apart. You are the one I left the 99 for, the one I repped for, the one I bled for, and the one I'm still walking with. So lift your head. You don't have to carry shame anymore. You don't have to carry fear anymore. You don't have to carry the weight of yesterday anymore. I've already carried it. I fought so hard for you to see this, to feel this, to believe this, that I love you. Not in theory, not conditionally, not temporarily. I love you with everything I am, and I always will. This is just the beginning. Let me lead you now. Let me write the next chapter. And no matter what comes, remember, you are never alone. You are never unloved. You are mine forever.